Hey everybody, Dexter Colbreth here, and today we're going to talk about how it continues with a conversation. So this is mostly for families, but it's useful for everybody, so don't miss it. So how was it? No, not you. That's what I ask my daughter every day. So how was it? I get to ask. So I had patiently waited about 30 long minutes to ask this anticipated question. You see, if I arrive any later than about 30 minutes before the afternoon bell, it feels like I waited an exponential amount of time. So I just anxiously sit in the carpool line, and I have a feeling some of y'all know what I mean. But her beautiful name is called, and it echoes from the loudspeaker, and I slowly approach the curb, and then I come to a stop, and the polite safety patrol opens the door, and my daughter crawls in, and just before the door closes, have a great day, the patrol exclaims, and then finally I get to ask my first of many questions. So how was it? I ask. Good, she said. I'm always glad to hear good. She uses several other positive terms to describe her day, but I'm always glad to hear good because she could use any number of positive terms to describe her days, but I don't mind those either. They are much better than the occasional not so good days, if you know what I mean. But our interesting dialogue continues as we travel along, and she has no idea that I'm setting her up for step number 3. So if you're just tuning in to my family track, go back and get caught up. Read what's a favorite color matter and what's a favorite color matter and what's going on. So those are the two from step number 1 and 2 that I've written. Step number 1 is to state the obvious. Number 2 is to do some research, but you can read more about those there. But step number 3, also known as getting in, is my favorite. Why? Because it involves connecting face to face. There's nothing more intimate about any relationship than connecting face to face to me. Phone calls, video chats, text, written letters, emails, nor Morse code comes close. There's no way of communicating better to me than face to face. I love connecting with people in person. And you may be reading this in hopes of repairing a strained relationship with your son, your daughter, mom, or dad. Your family relationships may even be incredibly close. I don't know. But whether young or old, talking with your own family members is interesting. What I have found, though, is that proximity improves perspective. Clients that thought their relationship was permanently marred, they reconciled those through a closer proximity. Maybe it will work for you. I don't know. I hope so. But here's how you do it. So now is the time. It's finally time for the engagement, and this is going to be so good. Are you ready? Okay, well, hold your horses. Not quite yet. There's just a tiny bit of preparation first. To prepare for step 3, we're going to use the information from steps 1 and 2. So remember, if you haven't looked at those, go and read those. But from that information, you're going to select the best location to connect. We're going to use something that we find out, whether it was a favorite restaurant or a park, or it could even just be your dining room, because maybe you're making their favorite home-cooked meal. But once the location has been determined, you're going to briefly review your findings from steps 1 and 2, because now it's time to get in. You're going to let the kid know, or the family member, or whoever you're connecting with, you're going to let them know about the date ahead of time. But you don't have to broadcast if this is a special occasion, because I'm a huge fan of surprises. So I typically act like it's a normal event happening. I don't even tell them. I don't even tell Eden. Or usually, if I'm surprising someone, I don't tell them that we're going to connect. But I'm a huge fan of surprises. So I just typically act like it's a normal event happening. There's no right or wrong way to approach it, but if you have any questions, please ask away in the comments. If they insist on knowing about what's happening, feel free to share what's on your heart. In the past, I've said, hey, I just want to have the strongest possible relationship with you. That's what I've said to Eden before. And honesty speaks volumes. Honesty speaks volumes. Being genuine is paramount. So that's what we talk about all the time. Just be genuine. We don't want to go into any relationship with ulterior motives, because a lot of times on the back end, if we're in that position, we're like, okay, why is this person really coming to connect with me? Because unfortunately, there's a lot of surface level relationships in the world these days. But we want to be genuine. So it's hard for me to tell you exactly what to do during step 3. There's no formula that I can give you to engage with somebody that I don't know. But however, I can help you a lot if you reach out to me. Simply leave a comment or send a message, and we can connect and set up a free consultation. But here's what I can tell you, though. Be yourself. Be yourself and keep your ears open, because as you engage in dialogue, you're going to learn so much, more than you can even remember. But in the moment, soak it up. Be in that moment and soak it up, because if there are things you want to know in that engagement, just ask them. Ask them. There's going to be so much that you're going to learn. But if there's something you're not learning that you've always wanted to know, just ask. But if there's no response from them at all, it's okay. Just share things that are about you that they possibly don't know. But once your face-to-face engagement ends, take time to document what you learn. Write it down, because all your findings are valuable information. By recording those moments, you're going to deepen your relationship during future moments together. Because maybe next time you'll have a small gift specific to something that they mentioned during the first engagement, or something that you learned, and you bring it or talk about it. Because remembering things that people don't realize that you remembered is going to leave a permanent scar. It's just bonkers when somebody's like, hold on, I randomly mentioned that when we talked and you remember it now. That's going to leave a permanent impression on them for a lifetime. So we'll talk about more of that in future posts. But thanks for listening, and until next time.